welcome back to what was formerly known as the Confident Money Podcast. If you have been around here for the last 3 seasons, we're going to have some really exciting changes coming about. And I wanted to walk through and a little bit more background as to why we're having those changes occur. So moving forward, it is going to be known as Wealth Witches with Katelyn Magnuson. Now, that is not meant to be an exclusive title for any particular demographics. We welcome all genders, all sexual identities to be here. But for me, it was more about embracing something that had been formerly taboo, and I think still can be taboo at times, depending on what circles you're running in. And much like how talking about money can be so taboo, talking about magic or affirmations or crystals or sprinkles of joy, magic, etc., can all feel taboo or like it's not something that we can talk about. And so I, for a very, very long time, despite being, I think the way that I'd phrase it to one of my friends is some other witchy white woman in their 30s who loves crystals and wants to befriend crows, I wanted to fully incorporate everything that I am interested in, everything that I am as a person into this podcast. And we're finding that a lot of our clients and a lot of the people that we surround ourselves with feel very much the same way. And so rather than this being strictly, finance and taxes and accounting, this is going to be a more holistic podcast moving forward. We are going to have in this season guests that are astrologists, that are neurodivergent business owners, that are magical creatives. And we're also going to have things like talking about the business owner information requirement, what that means for you. So there's still going to be a lot of actionable, practical items while also blending the woo, the magic, the affirmations, the crystals, the astrology, the seasonality into the podcast. And that, frankly, is because I have not felt comfortable showing up. I mean, accounting, as many of you probably know, accounting is a field that can be really dry. It's generally pretty male dominated. It can be really boring. Trust me, as someone that has hired in that field, there are a lot of boring individuals in there. And that's not who I am. That's not who our firm is. That's not who our clients are. We are dynamic and interesting, and our clients are the same thing. And I wanted to incorporate more of that into this podcast rather than just siloing ourselves into the money realm. Everything, in my opinion, has to do with money, and also being able to chat through what this looks like from a holistic standpoint. Yes, you need to potentially pay quarterly estimated taxes. Here's how you calculate them. But also, are you working with your cycles? Are you having conversations about your human design? Are you working with who you are as a person? Are you neurodivergent? Maybe you're autistic, or you have ADHD, or you have other chronic illnesses. What are you doing to work with who you are as a human and incorporate that not only into your messaging and branding, but also to understand and give yourself permission that you get to show up in business and in life in a way that can feel supportive, in a way that can feel exciting, instead of having to put yourself into a box. So after figuring out that that was something I really wanted to be talking about more, I realized it felt really disingenuous for me to continue showing up just in this accounting sphere and not mentioning the astrology that I'm interested in, or human design, or working with the seasons, or cycle syncing, or understanding how to work with being a neurodivergent human and how I do that as a business owner and what changes I've made in my business. All of these things are things that we're going to be talking about in this season and in the future. And again, you're still here for actionable steps. We're still talking about student loans. We're still talking about all of the practical day-to-day things that come up, but we're weaving in a much more holistic viewpoint. And as terrifying as it is to peel back the layers or step more fully into the public persona of who I am privately, I am excited, equal parts excited and terrified, I think, to be doing this. So season, we have some really exciting guests that we've recorded episodes with. There's going to be a lot more guest episodes moving forward and also some solo episodes. And if there are things that you are wanting to hear about, if there are questions that you have, episodes that you want covered, make sure that you are dropping us a message either via Instagram at Wealth Witches, or for now, popping a message over even to my personal Instagram, which is Katelyn.Magnuson. We also have a group along the same line called Wealth Witches, where all of our bookkeeping clients are getting access to it. You can also buy in access, and we're having some of the same podcast guests in there to give presentations. And we have, I think, coming up in February, a neurodivergent business specialist. In March, we have an astrologist who's going to be talking about annual perfections. Like I said, we're really marrying a much more holistic, expansive set of topics moving forward with the podcast. And I couldn't be more excited. So stay tuned. And I'm excited that you're here. Welcome to the new journey. That's a wrap for this episode of the Wealth Witches podcast. I hope our magical money talks have left you feeling empowered and inspired. Remember, wealth isn't just about dollars in the bank, it's about abundance and financial freedom in all aspects of your life. I'm Katelyn Magnuson, encouraging you to keep challenging the status quo and embrace your inner witch on this financial journey. Until next time, stay magical.